In the 1970s, the Vietnam War was raging. In a small village forgotten by time and war, there is an abandoned house that has been abandoned for a long time. This house, with its faded walls and crumbling tiled roof, became the subject of many scary stories that the villagers told each other. It is said that in this house, there is a ghost of an American soldier who died in battle without a proper burial. That ghost constantly wanders the house, looking for peace that it can never find. Heavy footsteps, painful sighs, and occasionally sobbing echoed from the lifeless walls. A group of Vietnamese soldiers were assigned to patrol through the village, and they decided to stop and rest in an abandoned house. They had heard stories about the house, but none of them really believed the legends. They think that, after a long day of fighting, a roof to shelter them for the night is more than enough for them to feel grateful. As night fell, and strange noises began to echo from the wall, the youngest soldier, Nguyen, felt an indescribable insecurity. He decided to investigate the source of the sounds, despite his teammates' objections. Nguyen begins to follow the sounds to a secret room, hidden behind a fake wall. In the room, he found an old wooden box containing a faded diary. The diary recounts the life of an American soldier named John, who mysteriously disappeared after a battle. The last page of the diary contains a message written in a different ink, seemingly a warning or an important secret that John discovered before he disappeared. Nguyen felt a strange connection with John through the diary pages. He decides to keep the diary and learn more about the secret John left behind. But from that night, mysterious events began to happen around Nguyen. Clear dreams about John, unexplained signs, and the feeling that someone was always watching him from the shadows. Nguyen began studying the diary every night, the flashlight flickering under the abandoned roof. In the pages, he discovers that John met a Vietnamese woman, Lone, in a nearby village. Lone helped John better understand Vietnamese culture and spirituality, and she also shared with him an ancient secret kept by the villagers. But as the war continued, Lone's village was destroyed, and she disappeared without a trace. John wrote that he could not forget Lone and decided to search for her despite all the dangers. That was the last time John recorded anything in his diary. Nguyen felt a strong urge to learn about Lone and John's fate. He decided to leave his teammates to follow the trail left by the diary. His journey takes him across charred fields, past villages left in ruins, and finally to a forgotten ancient temple where he hopes to find answers. In the temple, Nguyen found ancient paintings and inscriptions, describing an ancient ritual to summon the souls of the dead. He begins to suspect that Loan may have used this ritual to try to protect his village. Maybe John became part of this ritual, and now his soul cannot escape. Nguyen decides to perform a ritual to call John's soul, hoping to free him. In the glimmering light of the candle, Nguyen began the ritual of conjuring the soul according to the ancient instructions he found in the temple. He laid out a circle of ash and placed items related to John: the ring, a piece of cloth from the uniform, and a photo of Loan at key points of the circle. Nguyen began reciting prayers in Vietnamese, then switched to English so John's soul could understand. He prayed to the gods and ancestors to allow John to appear and reveal the secrets he had brought with him into death. As Nguyen chanted the spell, the candles began to flicker, and the wind outside the temple became more intense. A shadow appeared in the circle, and the air turned cold. Nguyen felt an invisible force surrounding him, and he knew that John had responded to the call. John did not speak, but his images and emotions were transmitted into Nguyen's mind. He sees what John has been through, his love for Loan, and the heartbreaking truth about her death. John also reveals that he has discovered a grand conspiracy, a war secret that he was unable to reveal before his disappearance. As the ritual ended, John's ghost gradually disappeared, and Nguyen felt a sense of relief in the air. He knows that he has helped John find peace, and now, he also has the responsibility to reveal the secrets that John has shared. After the ceremony, Nguyen felt a change in the space around him. He knows that he has helped John find peace, but also realizes that he now carries a great responsibility. Reveal the secrets that John shared. Nguyen returned to his teammates, but he was unable to tell them what had happened. He knows that these secrets can change a part of war history, and he must consider carefully before deciding to share them.
In the following days, Nguyen began to realize that he was no longer alone. He felt as if an invisible force was supporting him, as if John was still there, guiding him. And strangely enough, every time he encountered difficulties, solutions came to him inexplicably, as if they were whispered in his ear. Finally, Nguyen decided to write a letter and send it to a major newspaper, revealing part of the secrets he had learned. He did not reveal everything, but enough to cause a stir in public opinion. Those secrets began to gain attention and were gradually investigated by journalists. After revealing the secrets John left behind, Nguyen finds himself caught up in a chain of unexplainable events. He couldn't sleep peacefully, always feeling like someone was watching him. One night, in a dream, he found himself standing in the abandoned house where he had performed the necromancy ritual. In the dream, John appeared before him. He didn't say a word, just gave Nguyen an old wooden box. "This is Lone's," John said. "She left it to you." Nguyen opened the box and found a small painting depicting Lone and John together. Below the painting, there is a handwritten line: "Live for the future so that the lost souls can rest in peace." Nguyen decided to keep the painting and move on with his life. He never forgot Loan and John, but he knew that they had found peace. And on quiet nights, he still feels their presence like formless friends, always by his side, protecting him. And later, when the country was at peace, he organized a large memorial ceremony, inviting people from all sides of the war. During the ceremony, he announced Lone and John's message, a call for reconciliation and forgiveness. The story's ending not only brings peace to the lost souls, but also opens a new chapter for the survivors, where they can look back on the past with forgiveness and hope for a future better. And here the story has ended. A very good and humane story, right? If you find it interesting, don't forget to share your thoughts below in the comments section. If you haven't yet, please register now and remember to turn on notifications to hear the next stories as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye, and see you again in the next story. Goodbye.